Hi, I'm Sarah Mitchell. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe to hear more about how I dealt with some of the hardest people in my life. I'm a 32-year-old nurse at Memorial Hospital, and I have a story to share about my in-laws. It was Christmas Eve, and my husband Michael said, "You're working again? We've talked about this. My family has traditions." I explained, "Michael, we're short-staffed, and someone has to be there for the patients." Michael replied, "Mom's already planning dinner and ordered special dishes from Europe." I knew this meant my mother-in-law, Barbara Turner, who always wanted everything to be perfect and expensive. I tried to suggest, maybe we can do Christmas Day instead, but Michael said, "That's not how it works in our family." Honestly, I felt like an outsider in their family, even after 5 years of marriage. Things weren't always this way. When we first met at a hospital fundraiser, Michael was sweet and supportive of my career. But now, when we went to their Sunday dinner, his mom, Barbara, was rude. She said, "That scrub color makes you look tired. Have you thought about a career change?" I smiled awkwardly and said, "I love my job." Meanwhile, my father-in-law Richard laughed behind his whiskey glass. Then my sister-in-law Jessica said, "Not everyone can be as successful as me in the family business." I didn't buy it. Success comes easy when your dad hands you a high position right out of college. Later, I called my best friend Rachel, who also works with me in the ICU. I told her, "You won't believe what Barbara said this time." Rachel guessed, "Another comment about your job?" I nodded, "Yes, Michael has changed. He's starting to act just like them." I was feeling down. My dad's cancer was getting worse, and I was waiting for his test results. "How's he doing?" Rachel asked. "He's doing well, cracking jokes even from his hospital bed, but it's hard," I said. My dad had been teaching high school English for 25 years, and now he spends his days in and out of chemo. I told Rachel, I tried to talk to Michael about the new treatment options, but he was too busy planning his parents' anniversary party for 500 guests. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law questioned why I needed to visit my dad so often. And yesterday, Michael said I should cut back on hospital visits because it was affecting our social plans. He didn't care about my dad, it was all about their schedule. I had to miss another charity gala to take care of my dying father. The doorbell rang, and it was another delivery of Barbara's party supplies, which I'd have to organize. "Got to go, Rachel. Time to deal with Barbara's latest purchases." Apparently, regular napkin rings aren't good enough for the Turners. Rachel encouraged me, "Stay strong, girl, and remember you're worth more than their fake, designer world." Then, I got a call, "Your father's condition has worsened. You should come now." The doctor's words hit me hard. I was in the middle of getting ready for another required Turner family dinner when I got the news. I texted the family group chat, "I can't make it tonight. My father's condition has worsened." Barbara quickly replied, "This is unacceptable. It's Richard's birthday dinner." She then called me, saying, "Your father could be dying." I snapped back, "Barbara, please, you're being dramatic. He's been dying for months now." I went to their mansion to explain in person and to grab some things I needed from Michael's study. The pre-dinner gathering was already in full swing. Barbara said, "Well, look who decided to grace us with her presence." I told her, "I'm just here to grab something and explain." But then, Barbara suddenly screamed, "Has anyone seen my bracelet?" She looked at her wrist and saw it was gone. Jessica, with a smirk, suggested, "Maybe you should check Sarah's pockets." She came in suspiciously. I was furious. "How dare you?" I yelled. Michael demanded, "Empty your coat pockets, Sarah." I couldn't believe it. "You can't be serious," I said, but Barbara taunted me, saying, "If you have nothing to hide." Jessica went to my coat, reached into the pocket, and pulled out Barbara's bracelet. "Oh, look what we have here," she said. I felt sick. I didn't take it. Someone planted it there. Barbara called me a thief, saying, "Sarah's a common thief." I always knew she was after our money. I tried to explain, "Michael, you know I would never do that." But Michael coldly responded, "Save it, Sarah, we all saw you skulking around earlier." I couldn't believe what was happening. "Skulking?" I said. "I came to tell you about my dying father." In a panic, I ran to Michael's study. His phone was on his desk and still unlocked. A text from Jessica caught my eye. "Did you plant it like we discussed? Dad's birthday dinner will be perfect to expose her for what she is." My hands were shaking. I scrolled through the messages on Michael's phone, and it was all there, the plan, the setup, everything. But then, I saw something that made my blood run cold. There were bank notifications showing transfers from my personal account to one I didn't recognize. Michael stood in the doorway and asked, "How much did you steal from me?" I was shocked. "What?" He sneered. "Consider it compensation for putting up with your constant hospital visits and your embarrassing career. A Turner doesn't belong in scrubs." "Sarah." I couldn't believe it. "You're stealing from me because I'm taking care of my dying father and working as a nurse?" He coldly said. "Mom was right about you all along." I called Rachel, crying, and asked, "Can I stay with you tonight?" She quickly replied, "Of course, you can stay as long as you need." "What happened?" "They set me up, Rachel, all of them, and Michael's been stealing from me." I sent her my location and told her to come. As I drove away from the mansion, my phone buzzed with messages from the family group chat. Gold digger, thief, always knew she wasn't good enough. They didn't know that I had screenshots of everything, the setup, the theft, every message. They wanted to play games? I had the bank records. When I got to Rachel's, she handed me a coffee as I spread the papers across her dining table. "Look at this. He stole almost 50 grand from me." Rachel was shocked. 50 grand? Who knows how much more there is? I said, "You need to meet someone. Her name's Amanda. She's a private investigator. I worked with her when my ex tried to screw me over." Amanda turned out to be a blessing. She was sharp and didn't take any nonsense. We met, and Amanda said, "These transfers aren't just going to random accounts. They're being funneled through shell companies, classic money laundering." Amanda smiled. "The Turners may be rich, but that doesn't mean they're clean. Give me 2 weeks." 2 weeks later, everything changed. Amanda had dug deep. "Your mother-in-law did the same thing to Richard's first wife. She accused her of stealing jewelry and turned the whole family against her." I was shocked. "Are you serious?" Amanda continued. "I found 3 other cases just like it. And your husband's secretary, Jennifer? They've been booking business trips together for the past year, same hotels, same dates." That explained the weekend conferences, but there was more. "Your sister-in-law Jessica? She's been embezzling company money to feed a cocaine habit. I found receipts for rehab stays that her father covered up." I felt sick, but I wasn't surprised anymore. Amanda kept digging, and I threw myself into work. My father's treatment was starting to show promise. I got promoted to head nurse of my unit. One evening, as I was at the nurse's station, I heard someone say, "Sarah, great work on the Henderson case." It was Marcus Davis, our new hospital administrator. "Just doing my job," I said. "Your dedication to your patients is impressive, especially with everything you're going through," he replied. I was surprised. "You know about that? Small hospital, word gets around. Plus, I've dealt with the Turner family before. They tried to bully their way into getting Barbara's elective surgery prioritized." "Sounds like them," I agreed. He paused for a moment. "Listen, I know this isn't the best timing, but would you like to grab coffee sometime, just to talk?" For the first time in months, I smiled. "I'd like that." Later that week, Amanda called with more shocking news. The Turner family business is built on fraud. They've been falsifying investment reports and stealing from their clients' pension funds. And guess who's been helping them cover it up? Your husband's law firm. I couldn't believe it. "Holy," she continued, "that charity foundation Barbara always brags about? It's a front. They're using it to evade taxes. And those mandatory family dinners? They're business meetings to keep everyone in line and the stories straight. It's all a trap." I realized what she meant. Everyone's forced to be involved. "Exactly," Amanda said. "Oh, and Jessica's been forging checks from the company account. Her salary is mostly from cocaine money at this point." Just then, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Marcus. "Coffee tomorrow?" For the first time, I didn't feel guilty about saying yes. I thought to myself, let the Turners play their games. Their house of cards is about to fall, and I won't have to lift a finger. I texted Amanda, "Keep digging. I want everything documented." "Already on it," she replied. "By the way, that bracelet Barbara accused you of stealing? I found the receipt. It's a fake, just like everything else about them." I laughed for the first time in weeks. Sometimes, karma needs a little help from a good PI. The Turner family's fraudulent empire crumbled under a federal investigation. I read the headline on my tablet while sitting in my favorite coffee shop. My divorce papers had been filed weeks ago, along with all the evidence of Michael's financial abuse. It was amazing how quickly the mighty can fall. One anonymous tip to the IRS about their business practices was all it took. "Sarah, did you see the news?" Rachel rushed in, waving her phone. "Barbara Turner just got kicked off 3 charity boards. Someone leaked her history of false accusations against family members." I couldn't help but smile. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. I remembered that fake bracelet incident. Then my phone buzzed. It was a text from Amanda. Jessica's drug scandal just hit the papers. Turns out she was stealing company money to support her habit. Richard's trying to cover it up, but the feds are all over it. I added, don't forget about Michael. He's facing serious charges: money laundering, fraud, embezzlement, and stealing from his wife's personal accounts. Marcus called me. Your ex-husband's law firm partner, Michael Turner, is getting disbarred. I replied, that's probably the least of his concerns right now. I was busy with my new position as head nurse, but I didn't mind. Unlike the Turners, I had built my success honestly. Later that day, I visited my dad. He was looking better, his treatment was working wonders. He was strong enough to enjoy watching the Turner family's empire fall apart. Richard Turner's been arrested, my dad said. The whole family's going down. I smiled. Dad, Jessica's in rehab. Michael's been disbarred. Barbara's a social pariah now. My phone kept buzzing with updates. The Turner family mansion was seized, their assets frozen, and clients were suing them. Social circles were abandoning them, and Barbara was lucky if anyone answered her calls. They tried to destroy me, Dad. They called me a thief, ruined my reputation, and stole from me. Look at me now, successful, respected, happy, while they're facing jail time. My dad smiled. The best revenge is living well, right? That. And having a daughter smart enough to document everything and know when to let karma take its course, I replied. I laughed, thinking about that anonymous tip to the IRS. Sometimes, justice doesn't need a big push, just a small nudge in the right direction. Want to grab dinner? My dad asked. I'm finally feeling up to trying that new place downtown. Sure, I said. Let me text Marcus. He might want to join us. As we left the hospital, another news alert popped up. Turner family business empire declares bankruptcy. I turned off my phone. I had better things to focus on: my career, my father's health, and my future with Marcus. Let the Turners deal with their karma. I was too busy living my best life to care about them anymore. Then, I shared a final thought. What would you do if you found out your spouse not only sided with their toxic family, falsely accused you of theft, but was also secretly stealing your money while you were caring for your dying father? Would you expose them immediately or quietly collect evidence, like I did? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear how you'd handle such betrayal from someone who was supposed to have your back. If you enjoyed my story of karma and justice, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories about dealing with toxic people and coming out stronger. Remember, sometimes the best revenge isn't about getting even. It's about letting people face the natural consequences of their actions while you focus on building your best life.